The EIBTM 2011 Global CEO Summit brought together 40 senior executives from across the globe. And this year, there were representatives from 20 more countries, including South America and China. We caught up with Jeremy Garbett, the chairman of the CEO Summit, to find out what was on the agenda.
It's a difficult challenge really to move forward from last year. It was a success, but we're going to have a try. The room is filling up behind me. We've got interested CEOs joining us. The agenda for this afternoon is really about global connectivity, how we can look around, find out, understand the trends that are going around the world to help these guys and girls get their businesses in shape, to evolve, move forward, and to look and see if there's possibilities of growth outside of the usual channels, particularly here in Europe. Very keen to make this a global summit, even though it's based in Europe and is a so-called European summit. This is about a global summit encompassing global issues. The key umbrella theme is the power of global connectivity and the impact it has on us and our respective businesses in the events and travel industry. On global, let's look straight away at some facts on us. As Graham said already, we have here today in the room over 20 nationalities, including guests from India, China, USA, UAE, Singapore, South America, and of course closer to home, over 12 countries across Europe. Now that cross-geographical mix here emphasizes the fact that international borders are becoming more and more blurred when doing business anywhere, anytime. Indeed, passports may be becoming irrelevant if you're interested in the now and not where you were born.
During the lunchtime networking session, we caught up with some of the CEOs.
It's very important. You know why? CEO Summit, I will meet all these people in this industry, right? And so how many opportunities you have like this?
I find that when CEOs are together, sometimes they share more information than they would in any other place. Certainly, you don't have the same reaction on the telephone or an email that you would get face-to-face. We're in the face-to-face meetings business, so we're very, very pro coming together and meeting with one another.
I am at EIBTM developing different roles. First, I'm a group coordinator. I'm bringing hosted buyers from Latin America. Second, I am president-elect for SITE 2012. And I'm delivering seminars and working on behalf of the association at the SITE booth. And third, I'm invited to participate at the CEO Summit. So I have triple roles here.
Now, Ping Liu of China Star gave us a fascinating insight into meetings and events in China.
So the big challenge, you know, for the economy, to be honest, when I started to do the business in this industry, just several years ago, at that time, just before the financial crisis, I was so easy. We just got business so easy. But because of financial crisis, you know, we do inbound. Outbound is great. You know, Chinese people go up, but we still do inbound. So for the long haul, like from the Europe, from United States, so that's a big challenge. You know, if they want the value of our product, our service should be much better. And we have to convince people why they come so far away at this economy situation to China. So that's what we try to do, but the same, not just myself, together with the industry, with all the professionals and with the government. We try to, our government, perhaps they don't like to hear that. We try to educate the government a little bit, because seems to me sometimes the government is behind the professionals, but we need the support. So that's a big challenge. We have to educate the whole industry. So at this moment, what we should do, to offer our best service, the best products. Yeah, I think that's the challenge.
AV Business and Communications Alejandro Verzu talked about his hands-on approach to EIBTM and about the exciting developments within South America.
You know, we speak about, is there any global trend coming up? And we still listen to global trends. We changed the concept saying global trends, global waves, not trends. Not everybody's suffering. This is the case of Latin America. We are not suffering a crisis. Asia, maybe it's on the same track. But we are paying attention to what's going on in other situations, in other countries, in other regions, because no matter if you are just only based in incoming tourism or groups, or you are just focused on outbound, you need to understand what happens, what's happening, what happened. So in Latin America right now, we are focused on consolidating our region. I always speak about paying attention to the common market, not only looking for the incoming market from the European or North American clients, but also understanding that we are more than 400 million people. And that's a huge market with almost the same language, a common culture. So it's interesting to see our region as a potential market for ourselves. So I see that we are growing up. We don't like our governments. That's a very common thing in Latin America. Nobody is pleased with the governments. We need to bring the politicians to understand our business also. I see improvements in that area, but sometimes you say envy. We envy the Europeans. You have a system. Sometimes what we need is to follow those learnings from the old countries like Europe, Great Britain. But you know, it's the way it is. Our continent is only 500 years old. We have a lot to learn from you and from the whole humanity. And Latin America right now, it's in a good track. It's a good situation. I am happy to be right now in Latin America. It's a good place to be. But I come to Europe, so you cannot be just laying your region separately from what's going on outside.
In these tough global economic times, bringing such an array of senior executives together has never been so important.
They're busy. They're whizzing around in tin tubes in the sky a lot of the time. And it's actually quite unusual for them to get together not only in a small micro table situation, but macro as a networking event. And so over the space of 3 or 4 hours this afternoon and this evening, where we have a networking dinner deliberately designed so that they can chat and talk, they'll be making connections, they'll be giving us feedback on how this afternoon's gone, and actually what we want to do with the planning, strategic planning with Reed, is to begin to fill in the gaps between summits so that we begin to have maybe smaller meetings held in each country potentially, which binds people together so they know that there's a platform that they can talk to from one annual summit to the other.
After debate and presentations about dealing with global economic change, the CEOs adjourned to Barcelona for an evening of networking.